Hey, 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 good morning. Good morning. How's everybody this morning? Or
Good
whatever time
morning.
of day it is, right?
Guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So great.
today we are going to talk about how we actually came together, how we became the exit strategy. We came together as all of us being business women who wanted to support one another in business.
Mhm.
We knew that we had a niche because of us all being not only women, not only business women, but women of color, educated women who loved helping people and helping one another to make it to the next level, right? So I'm Monica Love. I am a real estate broker and financial professional. Rosalind?
Yes, and I'm Rosalind Marie, your financial wellness and birth coach.
I am Brandy Gamble. I help women get money smart.
Mhm.
And that is Morgana.
Yes.
We can't hear you.
And she helps women get sexy financially.
Financially.
That part.
Yes.
So we've been working together now for y'all, what, about 4 years, 3 years, 3 or 4 years?
It seems
Mm.
like 10.
Feels like 10. Forever.
Forever. We've been working together for a minute. I see that Brandy and Rosalind have on their Get Financially Fit and Get Money Smart shirts. We all have those shirts. We fix each other's crowns. We come together as real women ready to help women who are real elevate
Yeah.
to the next level.
Mhm.
Don't forget the key part, ready to elevate
Mhm.
to
Yes.
another level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'll start by saying that there is a need, right? We as financial professionals really saw a need, and most of that came from our own stories, right? My story is that I work with families on a regular basis. I already said that I'm a birth coach. I work alongside with families to really help them strategize how they want to bring life into the world and coach them through that process, and I get a chance to connect with them and their extended family. But the topic of finances always comes up because guess what? They got to pay me. Hello.
Right.
And so we start with that conversation. And so, as a financial professional, one of the things that I really wanted to do was connect with other women that look like me, i.e., what you see right here as the exit strategist, to not just, provide a service, right? We wanted to go further and make sure that the families get the right information, the right knowledge, and the right education so they can really make informed choices with over their finances, because many of us just don't know. And so that's one of the reasons why I am a part of the exit strategist, because I can connect with other women that have been in business longer than I have, but we can coordinate our skills together so that we can help more families, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a good move, Rosalind, to talk about our individual backgrounds and how we came together.
Yeah.
So, as I stated, am a real estate broker, and I had a business already, but I wasn't working it as a business. Not really. I would just do it as a hobby. Um,
Mhm.
with my brokerage licensing, I am able to operate a property management company, which my husband does run that portion of the business. But I didn't really get involved because I had a corporate job where I worked supporting, managing a team of contract negotiators. I love contract negotiations. I love deal points. So that's what I was doing. And when I met Brandy, because I knew that I wanted to retire in the next 5-ish years, and so I needed to start. I really should have already done it, but you don't know what you don't know, right? And so when I met Brandy and she started telling me about what I needed to do to get my financial house in order to be able to retire, and the products and services that she was offering to me, I'm like, wow, if I don't know that there are a lot of other women out here who don't know this either. So long and short of the story is my company ended up reorganizing so that my position was I was able to retire early. I'll say it that way. As a result of that early retirement, I'd already started working with Brandy on some business stuff, but really it was self-serving. It was just so that I could learn the business. And as I started working with her, I had this office that we were already paying for. So I'm like, well, let me start doing some business for real, since I'm no longer working in corporate. And so now I have a nonprofit organization where we go out and teach people how to understand financial literacy from a personal perspective, and also how to get into business for themselves if that's what they choose to do. And we also teach them about first-time home ownership so that they know how to become a homeowner. And this is one of the parts that's in the book too, is the fact that there is a huge gap in the net worth of people of color versus people who are not of color. 24,000 versus 180,000. For me, that just doesn't make sense. So knowing that 30% of the wealth in America comes from equity in people's homes, that just means to me that more people of color need to start by owning homes in my head. It just makes sense to get that 30% share of the net worth right off rip and start building with other products, especially, life insurance. People of color have typically thought of it in one aspect. Learning all that I have learned, I realized that there is another whole aspect of it. And so it just made sense to do this business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Monica, you gave a lot, like the things that we do as a group, right? It doesn't matter what division you come from, what industry, what type of families you help. The important part is that we're here to help, and no matter what business we're in, we have collaborated together, right? We all have different focuses, and that's what makes us so special. The exit strategy really does support each other. We've got different ideas and things, and one reason why we're even here today talking about how we came together is Monica had an amazing idea to take our knowledge and put it into a book, to put it into a readable, document that says, hey, we've got this information that people need to hear. They need to know, whether it's about starting a business or about how they make their money choices or how they can make better money choices. And we did that. So that really is kind of the start of how the exit strategy really have gotten to where we are today. So we appreciate you for that, Monica, with all that knowledge you have and how we brought that together. Yeah.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Brenda, tell us your story while you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I will. I would just say, I, like any business owner, be able to benefit from the knowledge of other women. And I saw the value of us, these minds, this mastermind of women coming together and being able to just collaborate and share ideas. And I just saw that as a need. How I help women is, a lot of us tend to be so busy in life that we don't stop to really understand how money works. We don't stop to understand how we could do money differently. Just my growing up, I'll give you guys a short story. I started in corporate America making really good income. I remember in my early 30s, I would make like, every quarter, 30 to 50,000 in bonuses. Didn't know what the heck to do with that money at such a young age. Nobody ever shared with me what I should be doing. But that put in my spirit to want to know more. And when the opportunity came up for me to want to know more, I just grabbed a hold of it. And that's how I got into this industry, because I knew I needed the knowledge, because I didn't learn it growing up. My family didn't know, I didn't learn in school and church and all of that. But when I grabbed the knowledge, I wanted to be that resource for other women. So that's really how I got into the industry. But how we got into this group is being able to now collaborate with other women so we can help more women like us.
Yeah.
Right.
And then there is me, and you can hear me this time. I am Morgana, and I help women get sexy financially.
Yes.
I too basically had a void in my, if we can be transparent, professional life and personal life.
Yep.
I wanted to help women so desperately so I could help myself, right? And I'd spend my time educating women first because all of us educate at no cost, complimentary, put together these amazing plans for women. And then they tell me that they can't afford it, right? So I had to be real with myself because what I'm saying next, I had to first have this conversation with myself, which is why I knew I could have it with other women.
Yeah.
How are you spending your money? Are you spending on how you are looking or how you are living? And when it comes to your finances, your future, is it a matter of affordability or prioritization? For example, I had a great corporate job, corporate background, just like the ladies on the call. At what point found my first layoff, and I was pissed off because I knew the value, but I was really upset because I didn't have a plan B. I promised myself I would never be in that situation again. I started by getting my finances in order. Then I was given the opportunity to do something about where I was. And it was presented to me like this. You have a gap, and you could either do a few things to close this gap. You can do more of the same, maybe brush off your resume, get a certification, interview, and maybe find yourself in the same position. I can get a part-time job, but for me, I was with 2 children. I just did not see that happening.
Yeah.
And then I was said, well, you see the value in this information. Why not learn it and share with other women like you? So that's what I did. But again, I said it was that struggle. So let me fast forward to December 2022. I had my second layoff with COVID and big tech layoff. So I pretty much realized that this is where I'm supposed to be with how I help and how I earn my money. But then I was like, Morgana, you don't have this income, but you just got your hair dyed blonde, right? So I had to ask myself, how am I spending my money? And that is the contribution I bring to the book, is asking women to redefine sexy, to focus on how you're living and not just how you are looking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because we really do make provisions for what's important in our lives. You know, have you ever noticed how you say, well, I just don't have the money for that, but then you'll make provisions for the hair to get done, right? You know, and so making provisions, and we all share that whole same thing, right? Of not doing what we know we needed to do in times past. Like Brandy was saying, how, you know, she would make those bonuses. Ditto, you know, I loved my job. One of the reasons that I love my job is because I could get those bonuses that were, you know, 5 figures in one period. And it was fun. It was fun, but I didn't know what to do with my money. I thought that it was good. In our book, if somebody could share that, a picture of our book, most of us have it behind us too. In our book, we talk about Tina. We talk about Tina and how Tina, in fact, she was me, y'all. When you get the book and read the book, she was me. As we were writing this book, I was angry. I was upset because Morgana was talking about me.
Stepping on those toes.
She was all over my feet. And Tina she ended up being the bomb.com, but she had to get there. And when you read this book, it might step on your toes because you are, you know, much like us, you have those pain points of making the money and doing what you want to do. I mean, think about it. I've been all over the country. There's probably only maybe 5 or 6 states that I've not been to. I've been to about 4 or 5 different countries. I have I've driven everything from Jaguar to Mercedes to Caddies to you name it. Just everything that I wanted to do, I did it because I was making the money to do it. That seemed like it was sexy. But Morgana said, we're redefining sexy in the book, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute, Morgana. But she's right. And that's what's so cool about what we do and who we are as a team, as a group.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was the process. It was sometimes a struggle, but the beauty of it is within any conflict, the outcome was growth and a stronger group, a stronger dynamic. And I love that Rosalind came up with, we be fixing each other's crowns. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. I'll hop in. I was just going to say, this has been such an amazing experience. I cannot say that I had, the 6-figure income. I did. And I've always worked in public service, right? And so there is a compromise that you have to work, make when you say that you're going to work in public service again, whether it's a teacher or policeman or fireman, whatever. I'm in the public health field. And for me, it really was about doing something that my heart felt good about. Now, I'm not going to say the money wasn't important. The money has always been important. However, within my household, as a single parent, I'm the one that always had to manage the finances. So for me, I knew that I was in public service, but I was also an entrepreneur. So for me, connecting with other women that were going to show me how to add some extra income and some residual income to what I was already making really was one of the draws for me, because sometimes we think we have to do it alone. And sometimes we think we have to do it by ourselves, but we have to go back and understand, where did that story come from? And guess what, y'all? In the chapter of the book, I focus on going back to that money story, going back and really understanding those financial traumas that might not make us feel good, right? In other words, y'all know what I mean. When you're just like robbing Peter to pay Paul, y'all know what I'm talking about. Something as well as paying your bills late. Like, why do we do that? And you got the money in the bank. Those are part of our money stories. That's trauma. And if you keep doing it, it's like you're giving money away, right? That you can use to reinvest back into yourself, or reinvest and put it back into that plan Morgana mentioned that you said you couldn't afford. Yes, you can. We're going to help you find that money, right?
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Helping you find that money. The trauma that's some deep stuff. I mean, people don't think that the decisions they make come from like how they learned about money. So knowing that money story, Rosalind, is so important. But once you get a good understanding of your money story, it's important to understand what to do differently, right? What to do differently. 30%, I'm sorry, by 2030, the majority, I don't know where my head was going, the majority of women, or the majority of the money, if I can get my statement right, in America will be controlled by women. So by 2030, that's just 6 years away, like, almost 5.5 years away, that it is stated that women are going to be in control of all the finances. Like and if we don't have a good understanding of why we make decisions we make with all the money that we're going to come in contact with, then we could be, the world can be in trouble. Our children can be in trouble as a result of that, because that money won't continue to be protected and passed down. But that's what we do. We teach women, what to do differently with their money going forward. So you got to get the book, guys. Design Your Wealth Mindset. We kind of talked about how we came together, but this book here, Monica encouraged us to write this book, to put the knowledge in our heads on paper. And we want you to go get it so that you can get some deep nuggets about how to take your money to the next level.
Well, and it positions us too, in the industry. It lets people know the type of knowledge that we're coming with, because if they don't have a point of reference, as in a book, they don't, unless they know us individually or personally or something, they don't have a point of reference for us to be able to say, oh, these women really know what they're talking about. But when you get into this book, and this is not your typical financial book either. It really goes from the beginning of your money story, because it's stuff that we don't typically think about around money. The first time we started talking about our relationship with money Do you all remember that conversation? We were talking about the relationship. Boy, let me tell you.
A little deep.
Yeah, it was deep. It was deep. You know, like, what kind of ship are you on in this relationship with money? I never thought about having a relationship with money, but indeed I did. We all do. We have some sort of relationship with money, and it's based on our story, our money story.
Yeah. I have been told that when money comes in, you need to give money an assignment. It shouldn't just be looking there, sitting back at you. It also has energy, right? And it needs to move, right? And so if you sitting there, you holding on to, as they say, closed mouth or closed fist don't get fed. So in order for your money stored, in order for your money to get fed, you got to feed it. You have to provide it with energy. You have to have the literacy and the knowledge to be able to make the right decisions for your family. And so you can actually get the book today. We also have a workbook, you all, and we're actually Amazon bestseller. That's what that little seal is up there on the top. It's called Design Your Wealth Mindset. We're going to share this detail in the link below, but we would love to have you purchase this, not just for yourself, but for your family. Holidays are coming.
Okay.
We'll get you some gifts and give the gift of wealth.
Great gift.
Yeah.
We like to say that money, wealth is a mindset before it's an asset, right?
Yes, for sure.
Morgana, were you going to jump in? I thought I heard you saying something.
Monica stole my line, so we'll keep moving. Great minds think alike.
The great minds think alike. I loved what Rosalind said about the flow of money. The money does flow, and typically is flowing out. But we want to help you keep that money flowing in as well as protected. So absolutely, I like that. That's good stuff. Awesome. Well, now the folks know about the exit strategy and Design Your Wealth Mindset. I hope they go get that book. Prepare for your stocking stuffers. Okay. Design Your Wealth Mindset is a good stocking stuffer. Great gift. All right, y'all.
All right. Well, we will see you all next time on the Exit Strategy 5. Hit us up on all the social media sites at the Exit Strategy 5. The email address is @gmail.com. So feel free to drop us a line if there's something you want to discuss, if you want to connect with one of us. If you are that real, REAL woman who is ready to elevate to another level, hit us up.
All right.
Have a
Take
good
care, everybody.
Bye.
Absolutely.